Oh, it's not cat and mouse, Howard. I don't have total control over the timing of my situation. And that may not be known for several months. So that is playing a role. And also, as I'm out and about in the community and have been the last 8 months, pretty much 80+% has been a positive response. You don't know what you don't know until it comes at you, and the response has been extraordinarily positive. And while polls don't necessarily mean much now, it was good information, if you will, that came back. So there's just no rush. I mean, we're talking about June, third week in June of 2020. I do my job every day. While I'm not locked and loaded, I'm certainly considering this. When the time's right, I'm not going to move to someone else's schedule. Just because Chris Jacobs wanted to announce or, Beth Parlato wants to announce, it doesn't mean. So I'll just do it on my schedule. No, I'm not there yet. Again, there's considerations that will play into this, and it's certainly not today. It will come in due time, and meanwhile, I'm just doing my job. It is not at all a defense strategy, none whatsoever. It's muddling along. It's a slog. We made motions in March that have not been ruled on. So and we don't have any control on this. And that's why I say I'm not really in a position to know fully where things stand when motions we made in March haven't been ruled on, and it's August, and resulted in them convening a new grand jury and starting over. I guess I didn't know you were allowed do-overs in this world. But so as you can imagine, I don't control any of that. And that's why time will play out over the next few months. And right now I do my job, do the best I can, and try to compartmentalize the other piece and just have no control over it. Well, Nate McMurray has very much clarified who he is. He always said he wants government takeover of healthcare. He said that in 2018. 180 million Americans losing their private health insurance. He's now come out in support of AOC's Green New Deal. That basically means shutting down all of our conventional power plants. He's also always had an F rating from the NRA, meaning he's as anti-gun as anyone walking the streets in America. And so when you look at his stance, as the entire Democrat Party is lurching way left into socialism, government takeover of health care, Green New Deal, open borders. He has been calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump. 2018 he was being kind of coy about that. He's not coy anymore. So he's tried and convicted the president, who's not even on trial. So Nate McMurray does not fit New York 27 any which way. He has zero chance of being elected in this district. I had a pretty black cloud hanging over my head last November, and I won. I'm confident that this district will stay red. Nate McMurray will not be the next member, and should be running against Brian Higgins. For a guy who says, I really care about New York 27, begs the question, why after the election didn't he move here? He still doesn't live here. He's never lived in New York 27. He's never worked in New York 27. He claims to care a lot about New York 27, but he still doesn't live or work in New York 27. So he should be running in Higgins' seat. I think he'd give Higgins a heck of a run because he's way more progressive left liberal than Brian Higgins is. But he's choosing to run in this. He's not going to win. I'll just ignore him.